Chita Rivera, the dynamic dancer, singer and actress who garnered 10 Tony nominations, winning twice. In a long Broadway career that forged a path for Latina artists and shrugged off a near-fatal car accident, died Tuesday. She was 91. Rivera's death was announced by her daughter, Lisa Mordente, who said she died in New York after a brief illness. Rivera first gained wide notice in 1957 as Anita in the original production of West Side Story, and was still dancing on Broadway with her trademark energy a half-century later in 2015's The Visit. In August 2009, Rivera was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest honor the U.S. can give a civilian. Rivera put her hand over her heart and shook her head in wonderment as President Barack Obama presented the medal. In 2013, she was the marshal at the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York City. She was a true Broadway legend, playwright Paul Rudnick said on X, formerly Twitter. She always delivered and audiences adored her. The moment she stepped on stage, the world became more exciting and glorious. She rebounded from a car accident in 1988 that crushed her right leg and became an indefatigable star on the road. She was on Broadway in a raucous production of The Mystery of Edwin Drood in 2012 and the chilly The Visit in 2014, earning another Best Actress Tony nomination. She won Tonys for The Rink in 1984 and Kiss of the Spider-Woman in 1993. When accepting a Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in 2018, she said, "I wouldn't trade my life in the theater for anything, because theater is life." She was nominated for the award 7 other times for Bye Bye Birdie, which opened in 1960, Chicago, 1975, Bring Back Birdie, 1981, Merlin, 1983, Jerry's Girls, 1985, 2003. And Chita Rivera, The Dancer's Life, 2005. Her albums include 16 tracks pulled from her original cast recordings and put out as part of Sony's Legends of Broadway series and 2 solo CDs, And Now I Sing for a tiny record label in the 1960s and Now I Swing in 2009 for Yellow Sound label. "I looked up to you and always will admire you as a talent and mostly as a person," wrote Kristen Chenoweth on X. "A kick butt woman you were. All the rest of us just want to be you." In the 1993 musical Kiss of the Spider-Woman, Rivera played the title role, a glamorous movie star at the center of the fantasy life of an inmate in a South American prison. The story, from a novel by Manuel Puig, had already been made into an Oscar-winning 1985 movie. In 1975, she originated the role of Velma Kelly in the original Broadway production of Chicago. Rivera had a small role in the 2002 film version. While Catherine Zeta-Jones won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar as Velma, just as Rita Moreno had picked up an Oscar for her portrayal of Anita in West Side Story. The songwriters for Chicago, Candor, and Ebb also wrote Rivera's first Tony-winning performance for The Rink. In winning the Tony for Best Actress in a Musical, Rivera topped the show's top star, Liza Minnelli, who also had been nominated. The two played a mother and daughter who struggle to rebuild their relationship after a long estrangement. The setting is an old-fashioned roller rink that has seen better days. Spider-Woman had been her first Broadway show since 1986, when she suffered a broken leg in the traffic accident while she was appearing in Jerry's Girls, a Broadway tribute to the songs of Jerry Herman. At the Tony Awards a few weeks later, she flashed her cast and belted out "Put on a Happy Face" from the musical Bye Bye Birdie. It took months of physical therapy to bring back her dancing skills. She told the Associated Press, "It never entered my mind that I wouldn't dance again. Never. I can't explain to you why. It's hard work getting back, but that's what I'm doing. My spirit is still there." Dolores Conchita Figueroa del Rivera was born January 23, 1933, in Washington, D.C. Her Puerto Rican father, Pedro del Rivera, was a musician who played in the United States Navy Band, who died when she was 7. Her mother was Scottish and Italian descent. She took dance classes and then entered the prestigious School of American Ballet in New York. Her first theater gig, at age 17, was in the touring company of Call Me Madam. That led to chorus stints in such shows as Guys and Dolls and Can Can. In her 2023 memoir, Chita, a memoir, another woman steals scene after scene, her self-proclaimed alter ego, Dolores. Unapologetic and fiery, Dolores was the unfiltered version of Chita and served as motivation in times of self-doubt. In one chapter, Rivera writes that she doesn't read reviews or Dolores just might invest in a dozen voodoo dolls. "I consist of, and I think we all do, I consist of two people, Dolores and Conchita, Rivera saying in an interview with the AP that year. Conchita, she's the one that has been taking all the glory, you know. She's been doing all the shows, but Dolores is the one that's pushed her into it. And she's been keeping me on track, so I listen to Dolores. I listen to her. She's growing in my head now as we speak. Among other early appearances on the New York stage were roles in The Shoestring Revue, 1955, a 1955 musical version of Seventh Heaven starring Ricardo Montalban, and Mr. Wonderful, a 1956 show starring Sammy Davis Jr. I can't believe that I've been given the gift to look back and relive my life, she told the Associated Press shortly before The Dancer's Life opened on Broadway in late 2005. It's about how anybody can do it, if you really believe it, you have the good fortune, you do all the right things, and you really work hard. Rivera, who had a relationship with the now-deceased Davis, married fellow West Side Story performer Tony Mordente in 1957. The marriage ended in divorce. Their daughter, Lisa Mordente, also became a performer who occasionally appeared on Broadway, garnering a Tony nomination in 1982 for Marlowe. Our hearts go out to everyone who loved her, GLAAD said in a statement. Rivera spent much of her long career advocating for LGBTQ people and people living with HIV and AIDS.